It will not be lost on Arsenal supporters at the Emirates Stadium that as the club searches for a new coach who can work with a budget slightly below that of his rivals and yet instill a tough winning mentality that will bring trophies, there is a man who can do both those things in the visiting dugout on Thursday night. Diego Simeone, dressed all in black as always, will politely shake Arsene Wenger's hand at the start and at the end of the game. And in the 95 minutes or so in between will transform into a sort of one-man emergency generator. Whenever his players are running low on power they will look across at him jumping up and down in front of the dugout, and they will be instantly recharged. As La Liga's longest-serving coach with 2 Champions League finals and a domestic title to his name, Simeone surely should be on Raul Sanlle's shortlist. So why isn't he? There are 2 main reasons. First, there is the doubt that he could ever be as brilliantly effective away from his home in Madrid. And the second is the feeling that even if a club thought his magic formula could transfer from one league to another, he would never leave. Observing Simeone in his natural environment is a wonder to behold. Prowling his technical area at the club's new Metropolitano Stadium, whipping the fans up into a frenzy, tag-teaming with his loyal sidekick Mano Burgos so that they can take turns haranguing the linesmen without getting sent to the stands. When the stadium was designed, Simeone insisted his dugout be closer to the noisier south end of the ground. The communion between himself and the supporters, especially those who make the most noise, is unbreakable. Would that union with the supporters ever be the same anywhere else? Simeone is one of their own, a former double winner and captain for Atletico. As soon as he stepped foot back into the club 6.5 years ago, he had them won over. Each and every player at the club knows that they can't take him on because the supporters will always side with the coach. No one is bigger than the club, he always says. No one at the club is bigger than Simeone is also true. At a new club he would not start from that power base. He would have to win over players and supporters, which would lead to his second problem: he doesn't speak English. In his native tongue he is an inspiring orator. He's famous for keeping his messages short and to the point, and often delivering them in brief one-on-one chats to players in the team hotel the night before games. The power of speech is invariably lost in translation, especially if the speaker has a limited grasp of the language, and Simeone would be like Samson after a haircut in those first few months. He made an attempt to learn in English 4 years ago when he was top of both Manchester United and Chelsea's list of coaches, but he gave up the lessons after failing to make progress. His assistant Burgos and the third musketeer Oscar Ortega, who is the fitness coach that every preseason turns the team into the sharpest outfit in La Liga, would also lose something from not being fluent. The foreign coaches who have come to England and won the league, from Arsene Wenger through Jose Mourinho and Carlo Ancelotti to Pep Guardiola, have all mastered the language before arriving and then insisted on it being spoken throughout the club. There is a lot of Mourinho in Simeone's style. The similarities have been there this season too. Things have not gone well for either, and yet still they reach May with the chance of a trophy. Simeone has only lost one of the 5 semi-finals he has taken Atletico to. He believes in winning first and answering questions about style later. His father Carlos tells the story of buying his son a fort when he was a kid. He turned it into a football stadium, he says. He's been turning stadiums back into fortresses ever since. The football would be a lot more George Graham than Arsene Wenger, and the Emirates could revive the 1-0 to the Arsenal chant. But it's probably not going to happen. Most of the doubts over whether Simeone could repeat his Spanish success in England come from the man himself. That is why in the past he rejected the overtures from United and Chelsea. He has signed a contract until 2022 and he intends to see it out. Next season the Champions League final is in Atletico's stadium, and after 3 hair-breaking runners-up finishes he wants to lead the team to a glorious home success. Italy beckons beyond La Liga, and it could be a case of going home again with old clubs Inter Milan and Lazio likely to be possible destinations. The Man in Black's one-night stand in London on Thursday night should be enjoyed because it's unlikely to be repeated on a weekly basis next season, for as much as Arsenal would love some of that insatiable will to win energy,